Hi, Courtney here, and this is the final numbers on the $50 a week challenge and the results of how it went. And so several of us have been doing this, and I will tell you that none of us made it on $50 a week, but I do think it can be done. But I'll tell you about my experience and also the information that I have. So we did this over 11 days technically, if you count today, and I went ahead and counted the food that we would be eating today and also my food for up till tomorrow. So it ended up being like 11 days plus 2 meals, so 11 and a half days. And I just used the number 11. I used 11 days to figure it out. I added up all of my food expenses for 11 days, being mindful to try to stay in budget. And here are the results. The results ended up being per person per day, we spend an average of $9 a person. That's not bad really when you consider that's $3 a meal, and that puts eating out in perspective quite a lot. So $9 per meal per person, or $9 per day per person, $3 a meal. Weekly was $63 to eat at home, and monthly it would have been $270 if we followed this pattern for a month. And eating out over the course of 10 days, we spent $32.50 per person eating out, which I had some planned eating out expenses and some unplanned due to some unforeseen things happening, like our dog passed away. My mother-in-law ended up in and out of the hospital 3 times during that 11-day period, and we had a forgotten about out-of-town graduation that we had to attend. And monthly per person, this came out to $130 a month on eating out expenses. So I just went ahead and figured out what it would be per month if we followed this pattern eating at home. So for me, it was $13 over per week per person. And I'll tell you why I think that is. For one thing, I live in a tourist town and groceries are high. I'm going to see my kids in Fayetteville, Arkansas this weekend. They have an Aldi there. It's about 40% cheaper, and that is statistically about what Aldi is. We live in a tourist town. Prices, I feel like, are higher here on groceries, and so I think that definitely has an impact. The other thing is I am on a PCOS diet. I have polycystic ovarian syndrome, which is an endocrine disorder, and I have to eat a lower carb diet. I eat around 100 carbs a day, and so I primarily eat a lot of lean, organic, grass-fed, when possible, chicken, turkey, and fish. In salmon. I don't eat, I ate more cheese and eggs during this time than I normally do, and I really don't like that because I was trying to cut back. So eating things like quiches and making things with cheese and eggs was easier and more affordable. I also do a lot of greens. I do a lot of sweet potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower, okra, and things like that. So even though those things aren't expensive, they are more expensive than, say, you ate potatoes and carrots and onions. I do eat some carrots, but there definitely was, there's some things that I eat that are more pricey. I know because I used to do this for years when my kids lived at home, because number one, we had to, and number two, I've always been kind of fascinated with this. There were times in my life where we were really broke and we had very little money for food. And during those times, we ate a lot of beans and grains and grain products, a lot of oatmeal, healthy cereals that we would eat. We would eat a lot of potatoes and onions and carrots. Those foods tend to be cheaper, and also bananas are cheaper as well. So peanut butter, banana, I cannot have any of those foods on my current diet, but I totally believe that you could. Also, eating non-organic can definitely reduce the cost of your groceries greatly. And so those things are something you could do. For me, I have a heart condition, PCOS, Sjögren's syndrome, and 2 tumors in my neck. I'm trying to have a good checkup when I go back in August, and so I've been really paying a lot of attention and putting a lot of money on my diet. even at that $270 a month, we would still be in the moderate plan according to the USDA. So not the thrifty, not the low cost, not the high cost, but the moderate plan. And I think that's a good place to be. I'm comfortable with that. However, looking at this would be $400 per person, or $100 a week, if we stick to this eating out budget and this monthly food budget. And I don't know that I'm comfortable with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to plan for $600 a month for groceries, not toiletries or cleaning supplies. And I'm going to plan for $150 a month for eating out. So that's $750 or $325 every 2 weeks for 2 people. I feel like that's reasonable with the way that we like to eat. And I also feel like it will save us money. Back around Christmas, November and Christmas, I was traveling a lot, working a lot. We had a lot of family home. We had a lot of graduations. Just there was so much going on. And we have 6 kids. And I sat down one day and I went back through our food budget and our eating out, and we had spent $1,400 in like a 5-week period. I was horrified. Now, granted, we were feeding a lot of people, but it was horrifying. And so I know that it can easily get out of hand, and it can go way above, $1,400 is $350 a week. That did include dog food and toiletries and things like that as well. But that's not good. So if you like videos like this and this helped you to kind of see what an average family spends, I'm not one of those crazy people. I don't think they're crazy. I think they're wonderful. It's a good crazy. I wish I was a better at couponing. And, I know that there are ways to cut expenses, but some of those things I'm just not willing to do, like eat the cheap cuts of pork or beef, because I have to follow this really strict diet. So thank you for watching. I hope this helped you. Have a great day. I would love to hear your own experiences as well. Bye-bye.